Look, a butterfly.
Wow! Look how it just floats in the air.
So carefree, so beautiful. Hey, let's follow it to see where it goes. Maybe it'll fly to the flower garden under the old elm tree.
No way! We better go home or we'll be in big trouble. Besides, Grandma told us never to go anywhere near the elm tree. Remember, she said that there's ghosts there and that they turn us into butterflies if we stared at one long enough, especially during a full moon.
You said there was no such thing as ghosts. Besides, I think it would be fun to be a butterfly.
Hey, wait! No!
Oh my god, it's so scary. The frame rate, that is. Holy cow. I don't know if that is the way this game is, or if my disc is like scratched or something, because it's really only this intro video that the frame rate is so bad on, and once you start playing the game it seems to be fine. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's the way the game is just in the intro, or if this disc does have a few scratches on it, so maybe that's just where the scratches are. Anyways, let's get on with it. This is Mansion of Hidden Souls.
Where am I? How can this be? There was no mansion here before.
Okay, so here's the deal. This is like a full motion video puzzle adventure game. It's kind of like Myst, except with full motion videos. So it's kind of like D or Seventh Guest. There's more of them that I just can't think of right now. Some of the sequels to Myst, I guess, were like that. It's one of those kind of games that most of you are going to hate. It's really boring. Basically, here's the deal. You're staring at the screen, which is basically nothing more than pre-rendered video files. To move around, you can't move around in real time. You don't have really full control over the character's movement. Basically, you just tap a direction on the D-pad, and the player will move to the next location in that direction. So sometimes if you tap right, your character will rotate, 90 degrees to the right. Sometimes they'll just turn right around. Really just depends on where you are. And then usually, obviously, tapping up progresses forward until you walk into a wall and you have to turn around. Everything you do is nothing more than playing a new video file. So if it's a video file of you walking forward to the next location, then it plays that video file. And if you instead press right to turn around, then it plays that video file. A lot of video files. And this game's only on one CD. A lot of these kind of games, Seventh Guest, the Myst sequels, D, those games are all on multiple CDs because it's so much full motion video. So the fact that this is only on one CD right off the bat gives you a pretty good idea of the game's length. It's not a very long game. You can beat this game in 20 minutes or less once you know what to do. And figuring out what to do is pretty straightforward. There's really no gameplay involved. The buttons on the controller don't do anything except for bringing up your inventory and then using an item in your inventory. When you're actually moving around on the play field, the buttons do nothing.
Do I sense a guest?
I mean, to walk through a door, you just press up as if you're going to walk through it to the next, room. And, yeah, you don't have to click on anything. I mean, if you walk up to something and there's something there for you to pick up, then you pick it up. So, even for a puzzle game, it's very limited in what they could do with the gameplay. Basically, you just walk around. You walk around enough, you'll eventually pick something up, and you'll eventually figure out where to use it.
Who are you? What do you think? They're gorgeous, ain't they? I think the butterfly's as beautiful as the soul. I visited this mansion to obtain this shape. The shape of souls. Why don't you become a butterfly and lose that ugly human form?
It's a good game to play for Halloween, and that's why we're looking at it now. It's got pretty creepy music, and, the storyline, whatever there is of storyline, is pretty creepy. So I figured, you know what, this is a good game to show for Halloween. It's a good game to show off on the Sega CD as far as the full motion video capabilities go. A lot of Sega CD games, most of them weren't full screen. Most of them were just a small box on the screen. Obviously, a lot of limitations to the color, and you see that here, but the video is smooth, as you can see, and it's bigger on the screen than a lot of Sega CD games. It's not what I would call full screen for the time, but it is full screen, pretty much 16 by 9. So on a 4x3 TV, it is letterboxed, but the video goes all the way to the left and right of the screen. So it's nice to look at. It's got creepy music. It's kind of fun to go through for the first time. And like I said, if you like games like Myst and Seventh Guest and D, you'll probably like this game. But most of you probably won't like this game, and you'll see that in reviews. Reviews for this game, I've seen everything from 2 out of 10 to 8 out of 10s.
What are you doing here?
I mean, I think GamePro gave this game like the worst game of the year in 1994, and yet EGM gave it like an 8 out of 10. So yeah, it's not a bad game for the type of game it is. It's just one of those... I like these kind of games. Maybe it's a guilty pleasure. When my friends had PCs in the early days of CD-ROMs, games like Myst were exciting to look at. They were realistic, and the music was creepy, and you got into the storyline because it was all narrated to you. And then, of course, Seventh Guest came out and brought it into the full motion video like this. And I really liked D. I think D was originally on the 3DO. And back in the day, I rented the 3DO and D, and that was a great game to play for one night. Probably not a great game to buy, especially if it costs a lot of money at the time. That's the nature of this game. Once you beat it, there's no real reason to go through it again. So, yeah, like I said, if you like this game, I guess that one's up to you. I personally like this game. This game was released in 1993 on the Sega CD. It was also brought over to the Saturn in 1994. I can only assume the full motion video quality is a lot better on the Sega Saturn version, obviously. But yeah, either way, I'd say it's probably worth checking out if you like some of the other kind of games that I mentioned that are similar. And yeah, I guess that's it. Happy Halloween, and see you guys later.